There's a university at the tip of Africa that's right at the top of its game. It's a place with a proud history and legacy, pulled upwards by a future that will not be tamed.
It brims over with powerful ideas that again and again lead to potent action and real change. Since when? 6 decades long, it's been home to groundbreakers, change makers, planet shakers, and it's still going strong.
It's the home of forward-thinking higher learning, homegrown pride and a story still unfurling, independent thought which sparks innovation, mindful global citizens and their perpetual liberation.
Today, this is my home, my community, my springboard, my zone, like iron sharpening iron. Here, my potential is mined, my mind is refined, and my future redefined.
It's our time to learn from our past and our histories, to be the leaders of tomorrow's victories.
It's our time to stand up and step into our light.
To rise with Africa and all the world by our side.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our graduands. Our graduation ceremony will commence shortly. And before we do so, we would like to share the following announcements and guidelines with you. In the event of emergency, please remain calm and follow the instructions of the safety officer and ushers. All cell phones and electronic devices should be switched off or placed on silent mode. Lavatory facilities are to your left as you exit the venue. Please refrain from moving towards the stage to take photographs or record the proceedings, as this is disruptive to the event and to other guests and graduands. Photographers are set up in the Student Center should you wish to take a family photo. Refreshments will be provided to you after the ceremony, and the ushers will guide you to where it will be offered. For our graduands, only doctoral graduands are required to have a cap. All other graduands do not require a cap, and should you have one, please leave it at your seat. Doctoral graduands are to keep their caps in their hands and not to wear them until their degrees have been conferred. Graduands, on the back of your seat is your name card that you must present to the Dean when you are at the podium. Make sure that you have your hood and that it is draped over your left arm with the flap to the front. University staff members will indicate when your row should move from your seats towards the podium. You will move to your right from your row. Take your name card and hood with you. Once at the podium, hand your name card to the Dean and stand on the black line that is on the carpet. Once your name is called, collect your card from the Dean and proceed to the Chancellor. Graduand, please kneel with the right knee on the bench in front of the Chancellor or Vice-Chancellor whilst they cap you. A photograph will be taken at this point. Proceed from there to the registrar, who will place the hood on you. Face the audience and then leave the stage. Doctoral graduands, you will then place their caps on their heads. Should there be a graduate with the registrar when you're approaching, please wait in front of the black line on the carpet that is close to the registrar. This will allow the photographers to take the photo of the next graduate who is being capped by the Chancellor. When leaving the stage, go down the stairs, turn right and proceed down the passage where you will receive your certificate or letter of completion. Re-enter the hall from the door on your left on the ground floor and proceed to your seat. University staff will direct you. Graduands, please note that this is an important notice. Once you have had your degree conferred upon, please do not leave the hall with your guests, as it is disrespectful to other graduands, guests, and university officials. You may only leave once the ceremony has been concluded by the Chancellor. The academic procession will enter the hall from the center doorway towards the stage. The audience will be requested to stand and remain standing. The Chancellor will constitute the congregation. We will then sing the national anthem and encourage all to participate. Thereafter, a prayer will be conducted. An indication will be given for you to be seated. At the end of the ceremony, you are requested to stand and remain standing as the academic procession leaves the hall. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us today to celebrate the achievements of the graduates.
Graduates, guests, can I ask you to please rise for the academic procession?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I declare this congregation of the University of the Western Cape duly constituted. Ndaziza ngoku semthethweni lenhlangano ye-University ye-Shona Kapa. Ek verklaar hierdie vergadering van die Universiteit van Wes-Kaapland as behoorlik gekonstitueer.
The national anthem, which can be found on page 16 of your booklet, will be led by the Creative Arts Choir. Please join us in singing the anthem.
a call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land.
Please be seated. I would now like to call upon the President of the Student Representative Council, Mr. Macintosh Kasembe, to address you.
To members of council, to the executive management of the university, led by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Robert John Balfour in absentia, the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic, Professor Monwabisi Kgalagala in absentia, the Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation, Professor Priscilla Baker. Let me also acknowledge the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Student Development and Support, Professor Matete Madiba. Let me acknowledge the Registrar of the University, Dr. Nita Lawton Mizra. Members of Senior Management Committee, which includes Deans of esteemed faculties. Let me acknowledge the Student Representative Council, led by its President and the Secretary General. Let me also take the opportunity to acknowledge the Deputy President, Theo Mkwalane, and the Deputy Secretary General who are with me here today, Thabiso Dube, the proud parents and their families, and most importantly, the graduating class of the Faculty of Natural Sciences. Good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning. There we go. You know, before I start, it has become tradition of me to never ever skip this part in my address, this opportunity that I have with each and every one of you. I would like especially to acknowledge people that have ensured that the ventilation is in order, the chairs are well organized, the floor is well swept and cleaned, people who have ensured that the procession today is possible. It is these very same people that I think will not be acknowledged for what they do, but I think it's a grand opportunity. Before we congratulate ourselves, I think we need to acknowledge them. And it is for this reason that I ask that we give the cleaners, the securities, the students a thunderous round of applause for the work they've done. You know, Registrar, today is not an ordinary day. Today is a covenant. It is a declaration that the knowledge has been acquired. It is a declaration that sacrifice has been endured in this very room. It is a declaration that a generation now stands ready, not just merely to receive the degrees, but to refine the cause of destiny itself. And so in my preparation today, this or 3 to 4 hours that I've worked on my address and what I would say to each and every one of you, I began with a very central question, and let me begin with the question. The question is this: what happened to South Africa? What happened to this nation that once stood as a beacon of hope to the world, to countries within the global context? What happened to the country that produced giants that I could mention on and on and on? The intellectual giants, the moral giants, the scientific giants. You know, I have a proposition that there was a time when the world looked at South Africa and said, there stands the future of the country. Today, the world still looks at South Africa, but I think the question has changed. The question is not whether Orlando Pirates has donated the league to Sundowns. I'm a big Orlando Pirates hater. But I think that the question has changed to say that what went wrong? You know, yesterday I was listening to Professor Patrice Lumumba, one of the greatest Pan-African orators of our time, and there was a specific address where he was addressing the delegates from Kenya, members of parliament in Kenya and government officials. And one of the themes that he focused on was that he called Kenya the giant of Africa. Yet in that very same address, he was also challenging its people for failing to living up to that title. And so I thought to myself today, you know, we do not have the luxury of critique without responsibility. Because you see, what I learned in that address is that if Kenya is a giant in waiting, then I'm sorry to say this, but South Africa is a giant that is in retreat. But here's the good news. Here's the truth. Not all is lost. You see, giants do not disappear. No, they don't. They rather become silent and very dormant. And today, in this very room, sits the very generation that must awaken those giants. You know, graduates, today you're not just scientists, pharmacists, whichever career path that is within the natural science faculties. I think that you are the holders and the bearers of the true context of this nation. You are the architects of evidence. You are the defenders of reason in a world that is increasingly being comfortable with ignorance. And that is very dangerous work, I tell you. Because you see, it is easier to believe a lie than to understand the complex truth. Let me make you uncomfortable for a moment. You see, Registrar, South Africa does not lack intelligence. South Africa lacks the application of the intelligence. We have engineers today that cannot fix our infrastructure, that we have to outsource from countries such as China and Russia. We have environmental scientists in a country facing ecological collapse. We have data scientists in an economy drowning in inequality, yet unable to translate that very data into justice. So the question is not, are we educated? No, the question rather is, are we liberated? The question is, are we useful? Now, don't worry, I can see some of you thinking, but President, I did maths and stats, I did environmental science, you're also asking me to fix the country. Yes, that is what I am asking you of today. Because survival is not the goal of education, it is transformation. I want us to elevate the conversation for a moment now. You know, James McGregor Byrne, you know, as an industrial psychologist student, I really admire him. He tells us that transformational leadership is not about exchanging value. It is rather about elevating the human conduct itself. And what I mean by this is that today, we are a nation in South Africa that negotiates survival instead of pursuing excellence. We are managing decline in our country instead of engineering progress. And here lies the true enemy of the moment. It's not just corruption, it's not just inequality. The enemy of the moment is intellectual complacency, disguised as liberalism. It is a liberalism that tells us to be patient while the injustice persists, not only in our own country, but even in this very same institution. It is a liberalism that celebrates progress while millions of South Africans remain structurally excluded. It is a liberalism that is comfortable with transformation in theory, but is resistant in practice. Let me be clear, because clarity, and I'm speaking to the scientists now, the students of Faculty of Natural Sciences, clarity is a scientific principle. And I think then we must be the proponents to say that we reject any system, intellectual or even political, that asks us to inherit a world where marginalization still exists. We must be the proponents that reject the very idea that our black brothers and sisters must continue negotiating for dignity. Dignity is not negotiable. It is an obligation that is present. Let me push you further, scientifically. You know, in science, you're taught about this concept of entropy, that systems naturally move towards disorder unless energy is applied. The theory that I aim to say behind this is that South Africa is not collapsing because the pressure is too high. South Africa is collapsing because there is insufficient, deliberate, intellectual intervention towards all our problems. You would understand systems theory, this concept that when structures are weak, the systems will fail. So the question is not whether South Africa is under pressure. The question is, where are the scientists who must redesign that very system? You know, Thomas Kahn speaks about the paradigm shifts, moments when old ways of thinking collapse and new ones emerge. Graduates, South Africa does not need reform. It needs a paradigm and a behavior shift. And that shift will not come from comfort, it will come from a level of disruption and nonconformity. If there's anything that you don't remember in my address today, let me give you the signature truth. And I want you to remember this long after we have gathered and convened here today, when you've entered and ushered into the world and spaces of work. South Africa is not a poor nation. South Africa is a poorly organized genius. Let me say that again. South Africa is not a nation that is lacking and poor. It is a nation that is poorly organized in terms of their genius. We are not lacking in brilliance, we're lacking in the courage to apply that very brilliance. Let me take you back to something very deep yet very personal. You know, there's a student that I know, a student who walked into a lab, very uncertain there at the Life Science building, and he would come to me in the office and would say to me that, you know, President, I'm failing my experiments, I'm failing my practicals. He was a person that doubted themselves, who questioned whether they belonged. But science taught them something very profound, that failure is not the opposite of success. It is the method through which success is delivered. And that student is not just the student I've just explained. It may be most of you that are in this room. Now let us return to a leadership as I'm about to close my address today. You know, Frantz Fanon reminds us that true liberation is not only political, it's psychological. Because you can remove the chains from the body and leave them firmly around each and everyone's minds. And graduates, if you leave here today without degrees, or rather if you leave here today with degrees but without the intellectual independence, then the system has educated you, yes, but it has not liberated you. Let me also say something controversial but also necessary. South Africa will not be saved by politicians alone. Yeah, I said it, I'm also a politician. These comrades of the ANC won't give me a job now. But yes, I said it, and I am the one that has said it. It will be saved by the scientists who refuse to be apolitical. It will be saved by the researchers who produce knowledge that does not just gather dust. It will be saved by the graduates who understand that neutrality in the face of an injustice is not sophistication, it is surrender. Because here is another uncomfortable truth. A nation that cannot think cannot lead, and a nation that cannot lead will be led. So I ask you again, who are we? We are the nation that produced intellectual giants such as Nelson Mandela, the leader of the Black Consciousness Movement, Steve Biko. We are the nation that defeated a system that the world taught us that it was permanent. We are not ordinary. We are, what is the theme of my address here today, we are a sleeping giant. But let me warn you, the giants will not be awakened by my speech today. It will be rather be awakened by action. So what must you do? The first thing that you must do is that you must refuse to accept intellectual laziness. Never become comfortable with what you already know. Interrogate the systems, challenge the assumptions, think beyond what you are just taught. Because the moment you stop questioning the things, then you stop being a leader. The second thing that you must do, you must convert this body of knowledge into impact. Do not be brilliant in theory, do not be those academics that are just sensationalists and then you're absent in practice. If you are a scientist, change systems. If you're a pharmacist, create groundbreaking medicine. If you are a researcher, change the realities of our people. If you are educated, change the outcomes of your own family. Because knowledge that does not transform lives is not knowledge. It is an afterparty of decoration. And the last thing that you must do is that, which is something that I would really implore you to do, lead without permission. Do not wait to be chosen. Do not wait to be the SRC president. Do not wait for the approval. Do not wait for the position. It is a deliberate, conscious decision to lead in the absence of positions. So graduates, history will not remember how many degrees we produced. It will remember what those degrees did. And one day, when South Africa rises again, because it will, not because it was easy, not because it was comfortable, not because it was inevitable, but because a generation refused to accept mediocrity. Let history record that in this room stood a generation that chose courage over comfort. That in this country emerged a people who refused to inherit injustice and instead chose to dismantle it. And that generation is you. Before I close, let me acknowledge in our midst here today one of the most fearless former SRC presidents, President Mandla Onke Nokyawa, who's also graduating with his master's today. Special acknowledgement to also the incumbent postgraduate officer, Andy Swaboya, who is also graduating with a master's. Student leadership does deserve academic excellence. Congratulations, class of natural science. Go out there and awaken the giant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kasembe, for that very captivating and yet uncomfortable speech. I hope everyone's feeling uncomfortable right now. Thank you for that. With that, I'd like to call upon the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Priscilla Baker, to address you.
Chancellor Thabo Makgoba, Vice Chancellor Robert Balfour in absentia, can we hear? Deputy Vice Chancellors and Deans, colleagues from the academic, professional and support sectors, Chairperson of the SRC and members of the Student Representative Council, graduates, families, friends, distinguished faculty, honored guests, proud families, and above all, the remarkable science class of 2026 of the University of the Western Cape. Your SRC president has taken the stance to call you to action. My intention is to build the dream so that you leave both with a challenge and hope for what we can achieve together. So take a moment, look around you. What you see today is more than a graduating class. You are witnessing a generation of thinkers, innovators, and problem solvers ready to shape not just a nation, but a continent and a world in need of bold ideas. You are the architects of what has not yet been imagined. For years, you have lived in the space between certainty and curiosity. You have wrestled with complex equations, stubborn experiments, and data that refused to cooperate. You have faced failure not as defeat, but as instruction. And in doing so, you have learned one of science's greatest truths. I don't know is not the end of the road. In fact, it is the beginning of discovery. Today, you step into a legacy that is uniquely your own and unmistakably UWC. You graduate from an institution that does not observe the world from a distance, but actively reshapes it. When humanity searches the skies for answers, they turn to UWC's great minds to translate science fiction into reality. UWC's Department of Physics and Astronomy has positioned itself as the intellectual engine room for the world's largest radio telescope. While most telescopes look for the light of stars, UWC's researchers are pioneering a technique called intensity mapping. Instead of looking at individual galaxies, this technique measures the radio waves from hydrogen gas spread across the entire universe. It allows us to create a 3D movie of the universe as it was 12 billion years ago. As they hunt for the signature of dark energy, this mysterious force pushing the university apart. Did you know that? I'll share with you some more secrets of the natural sciences. Sensor Lab is where the invisible becomes visible. It is one of Africa's most prolific and well-resourced electrochemistry research powerhouses, based right here at the University of the Western Cape in the chemistry department. They specialize in creating low-cost portable sensors that can detect diseases from a single drop of blood or a single drop of water. These novel electrochemically driven sensors are capable of detecting cancer biomarkers, TB biomarkers, and long COVID markers at extremely low concentration as early warning systems for effective health management interventions. This technology moves the lab to the bedside, allowing clinics in rural or underserved areas to diagnose life-threatening illness in minutes rather than weeks. Another tidbit of insight into the science at UWC. Did you know that in our very own Jurassic World moment, science meets the code of life right here at UWC? Researchers at the South African National Bioinformatics Institute remind us that the next medical breakthrough may come not from a single experiment, but from the intelligent fusion of biology and data. In March 2025, SANBI researchers made global headlines by setting a genomic world speed record. During an Ebola outbreak in East Africa, SANBI's bioinformaticians processed and confirmed the virus's genomic sequence faster than any lab had ever done before. This allowed health officials to track and stop the spread of the virus in real time. So where are we leading, ladies and gentlemen? Right at the very forefront of science. This is the legacy you inherit today. This is the legacy you are now responsible for advancing. To live as a scientist is to voluntarily inhabit the thin air of the unknown. It is a lifestyle defined by a specific, quiet form of asceticism, one where the primary relationship is not between person to person, but between a mind and a mystery. Science is an act of courage. Science is an act of service. Science is an act of hope. Your degree is not simply proof of what you have learned. It is a declaration of what you are prepared to question. Because the challenges ahead, whether in health, in climate, technology, or society, do not come with instructions. They demand thinkers who are brave enough to explore without guarantees. As you leave this place today and step into laboratories, industries, classrooms, the community, or even start your own business, I offer you this challenge. Stay curious, stay restless, stay bold. Do not chase only what is safe and certain. Instead, pursue the questions that unsettle you. Pay attention to the unexpected results, the anomalies, the moments that make you pause and say, "That's strange," because in science, that is often where transformation begins. Be rigorous in your thinking, be skeptical of easy answers, but never lose your sense of wonder. The world does not need more certainty. It needs more courageous curiosity. As a nation, we are steeped in a culture of storytelling. So in closing, let me remind you, the story of science is the epic journey of human curiosity, a multi-millennial quest to understand the natural world through observations, experimentation, and evidence. It is a narrative that has evolved from ancient practical knowledge to the complex technological understanding of the modern era. It is a story shaped by time, born of ancient hard-earned wisdom, carried forward into the intricate brilliance of the modern mind. Now it rests with you. Tell the story with truth. Tell the story with conscience. Tell it so it matters. Congratulations, class of 2026, and enjoy the celebration of your hard-earned labor. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Prof. Baker. With that, we now have a musical item which will be rendered by the Creative Arts Choir. Counting. Ushers, you may let the latecomers in, please.
Need the help.
settle down now, please? Thank you. Before I hand over to the Deputy Vice Chancellor to officially begin the ceremony, I have just one announcement to make. When a student's name is called out by the Dean, who will be standing at that podium, please feel free to applaud as loudly as you want to. We know it's a celebration, it's all good. But the moment the student arrives here, please settle down and quieten down so that the next name that the Dean announces can be heard. Otherwise, your name won't be heard by your loved ones. So please applaud as much as you want from there, but the moment the student arrives here, let's quieten down so we can hear the next name. Okay? Thank you very much. I hand over to you, Chair.
By the authority vested in me, I shall now admit the candidates who are presented to me and the candidates who were not able to attend the ceremony to degrees, diplomas, and certificates in the university. I invite the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences to proceed.
Deputy Vice Chancellor. The candidate, Tomiwe Temitayo Adeleke, will now be introduced to you by her supervisor, Professor Nancy Stiegler.
Thank you. Good morning. The thesis title is A Comparative Analysis, Accessing the Standard of Living of the French Community in South Africa between 2013 and 2022. This study provides the first empirical and longitudinal analysis of French migrants in South Africa. The research, based on a unique survey on the French community abroad, examined the profile of French living in South Africa. Results show that French migrants are highly educated, strongly integrated into the labor market, and contribute to income generation, knowledge transfer, and human capital development in the country, supporting the goals of the South African National Development Plan 2030 and the SDGs. However, declining confidence in security and economic stability risks skill-out migration, highlighting the need for stronger migration governance and bilateral cooperation. Congratulations.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Tomiwe Temitayo Adeleke. Deputy Vice Chancellor. The candidate, Adetutu Nike Akinwesi, will now be introduced to you by her supervisor, Dr. Ruben Klute.
Thank you, Dean, Deputy Vice Chancellor, and colleagues and esteemed guests. It's my honor and privilege to introduce to you Mrs. Adetutu Akinwesi, and her thesis was entitled Metabolic Pathway Analysis to Identify Choke Point Enzymes in Multi-Drug Resistant Mycobacterium Tuberculosis for Structure-Based Drug Design. Now, colleagues, as we know, in South Africa, tuberculosis remains one of the major causes of death from a single infectious pathogen, namely Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now, this is because of mutations in key genes of the bacterium that renders drugs less effective, and therefore there is a need to identify not only new drug targets, but also drugs. Now, Mrs. Adetutu Akinwesi's research has identified not only 1 but 5 key choke point enzymes as putative drug targets in the genome of Mycobacterium tuberculosis using an innovative subtractive genomics approach, which she has published. She then proceeded to interrogate 2 of these protein targets and identified 27 interesting molecules from her in silico work that are currently being tested experimentally for bactericidal or killing activity. Now, this work contributes to the existing body of knowledge on Mycobacterium tuberculosis drug target identification and the identification of novel drugs to treat tuberculosis infections. Thank you.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Adetutu Nike Akinwesi. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Monica Correa will now be introduced to you by her supervisor, Professor Thokozani Kanyerere.
The candidate conducted an integrated assessment of climate and land cover change impacts on groundwater depth dynamics, thereby advancing the science of hydrogeology by showing that groundwater sustainability in semi-arid regions is controlled by climate-driven evapotranspiration, with land cover acting as critical modifying factor. Mechanisms controlling groundwater depth fluctuations under interacting hydroclimatic and anthropogenic drivers remain unresolved. Integrating hydroinformatics, statistical framework, and anthropogenic drivers, integrating hydroinformatics and statistical framework were used to generate results. The novelty of the study included integrating digital hydrogeological tools, statistical modeling, and remote sensing, and publishing results in reputable journals, including providing reputable frameworks beyond the study area, which remain unique. Congratulations, Monique.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Monica Correa. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Elizabeth Avuswai Danya will now be introduced to you by her supervisor, Dr. Philomene Nsengiyumva.
The thesis title is The Factors Associated with Women's Access to Water for Household Use in Sub-Saharan Africa, a comparison between Burundi and Nigeria. This study examined the factors associated with women's access to water for household use in Sub-Saharan Africa. Using DHS secondary data, the study performed the logistic regression to identify the socio-economic and socio-demographic factors contributing to access to water. The findings revealed that women in urban areas with secondary or tertiary education with high socio-economic standard were more likely to access water from improved sources, whereas rural women relied on unimproved water sources and travel longer distances to fetch water. The study contributed to the understanding of the impact of socio-economic and socio-demographic factors on water access in Burundi and Nigeria. These findings will inform the policy makers, government, NGOs to improve water accessibility and women empowerment to achieve the UN's Sustainable Development Goal 5 and 6.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Elizabeth Avoswai Danya. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Pamela Wendy James will now be introduced to you by her supervisor, Professor Satya Apuni.
The thesis title, The Experiences of African Female Migrants in South African Public Health Facilities, a multivariate analysis. This study explores the experiences of African female migrants using public health facilities in South Africa. Migration is a common global phenomenon, and many migrants in South Africa are women from other African countries. Some have legal documents, and while others do not. These women often face challenges when trying to access healthcare services, including language barriers, stigma, and issues related to their migration status. The study used a quantitative approach and collected primary data through a structured survey. The findings identify important barriers to healthcare access and highlight the need for fair and inclusive health services. The results can support monitoring and evaluation and help policymakers, stakeholders, and program managers improve healthcare services for migrant women.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Pamela Wendy James. I don't think Natasha's realized that you're here. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Tando Jutlu will hopefully be presented to you by his supervisor, Professor Natasha Ross. Here she comes.
Tando's PhD thesis is entitled Functional Nanomaterials for Sustainable Paper-Based Sodium-Ion Battery Systems for Emerging Applications. Rising global energy demand has intensified the need for sustainable and cost-effective energy storage technologies. Paper-based electrochemical devices are attractive alternatives to conventional systems because of flexibility, biodegradability, and low-cost fabrication. In his PhD dissertation, Mr. Juku advanced the development of nanostructured nickel and yttrium dope sodium iron phosphate cathode materials for paper-based sodium-ion batteries. His work revealed the synergistic effect of dual doping and the paper substrate, providing insight into chemical mechanisms that underpin the improved electrochemical performances. The device shows potential for portable, wearable, and flexible electronics, contributing to sustainable energy storage technologies with reduced environmental effect. Congratulations, Tando.
Well done. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Tando Jutmul. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, in the absence of her supervisor, I will now introduce to you the candidate Boitumelo Bakachaba. Her thesis title was Isothermal Modeling and Performance Optimization of One-Dimensional Vanadium Dioxide-Based Gas Sensors. In her thesis, Boitumelo succeeded engineering a multifunctional nanoscaled gas sensor for the detection of nitrogen dioxide and volatile organic compounds, including but not limited to benzene. The magnesium doping sensing capabilities of vanadium dioxide-based materials were evaluated for nitrogen dioxide and benzene at ppm levels under various environmental conditions. For nitrogen dioxide, 2% magnesium-doped sensor demonstrated superior response, a nearly 60% response enhancement at 120 degrees Celsius for 80 ppm nitrogen dioxide, nearly double the response of pristine samples. The combined experimental analysis and computational modeling confirmed that charge transfer processes play a crucial role in the sensing response and demonstrates that magnesium doping is an effective strategy for tuning the structural and functional properties of vanadium dioxide nanorods for targeted gas sensing applications. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Boitumelo Bakachaba. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Tendo Innocent Mabuda will now be introduced to you by his co-supervisor, Dr. Kabuza.
Mr. Mabuda did a study that is entitled An Aptamer-Based Targeted Drug Delivery System for the Treatment of CD44 Overexpressing Metabolic Diseases in Vitro. Mr. Mabuda developed an innovative aptamer-targeted drug delivery system for the treatment of obesity and metabolic dysfunction-associated steatotic liver disease. These diseases are the fastest growing health challenges globally. He used advanced computational modeling to identify aptamers that recognize disease-specific biomarkers and engineered novel aptamer drug delivery conjugates that enable delivery of the small therapeutic molecules directly to disease cells, minimizing the adverse effects on healthy cells. This approach could mitigate off-target effects observed in conventional therapy and highlights the promise of treatment of complex metabolic diseases. His work won him a best oral presentation at national conferences, and this approach has been published in high-impact journals. Congratulations, Mabuda.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Tendo Innocent Mabuda. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the candidate, Junaid Mia, will now be introduced to you by his supervisor, Professor Marshall Keister.
Junaid's thesis title was Isolation and Characterization of Plant Growth-Promoting Endophytic Bacteria from Marama Bean for Enhanced Drought Stress Tolerance in Soybean. Junaid's doctoral research advances our understanding of how plant-associated microorganisms shape resilience to drought in soybean. Through the study of endophytic bacteria from the drought-tolerant Marama bean, this work demonstrates that microbial partners can actively influence soil water potential while enhancing the availability of essential nutrients. These findings reveal an overlooked dimension of plant-microbe interactions, positioning soil microorganisms not merely as inhabitants of the rhizosphere, but as active contributors to the regulation of soil water dynamics. By illuminating this hidden microbial role, this research opens new avenues for microbiome-based approaches to strengthening agricultural sustainability in an increasingly water-limited world. Congratulations, Junaid.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Junaid Mia. Your name, Candida Nepal. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, in the absence of her supervisor, I will introduce to you the candidate, Candida Nepawe. Her thesis title is Natural Deep Eutectic Solvents as Solubilizers for Nevirapine. Candida's study investigated natural deep eutectic solvents, NADEs, as child-friendly delivery systems to improve the solubility and palatability of nevirapine. Poor aqueous solubility and bitterness of this antiretroviral drug limit its effectiveness and adherence. Various naturally derived compounds were combined and screened using various analytical techniques. Citric acid-based NADEs, particularly the system formed from glucositric acid, showed significant solubility enhancement, enabling delivery of a 50 milligram dose in 1 milliliter instead of 5 milliliters. Results confirmed pH-dependent solubility and strong hydrogen bonding in effective systems. The study demonstrates NADEs as promising, non-toxic alternatives for optimized and palatable pediatric formulations. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Candida Nepawe. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the candidate Evan Visser will now be introduced to you by his supervisor, Professor Lindiwe Kotseng.
The thesis title of Evan's work is Hybrid Supports for Platinum Electrocatalysts, a study of the performance of hybrid-supported platinum electrocatalysts in direct methanol fuel cells. This body of research explored the development of advanced carbon-based catalyst support materials for direct methanol fuel cells. The work focused on synthesizing nanocomposite materials, combining graphene-derived nanostructures and biomass-derived activated carbon, employing a holistic redesign of electrode synthesis, focusing on the catalyst support interrelationship. During his studies, Mr. Visser published 4 peer-reviewed manuscripts and 2 book chapters, with 2 additional manuscripts currently under review. He also mentored 8 fellow researchers and led Team UWC to victory in the inaugural South African SDG Challenge in 2022. In recognition of the exceptional quality, scope, and impact of his research, his master's degree was upgraded to a Doctor of Philosophy. Congratulations.
Well done. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, before he gets to you, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Evan Visser. Deputy Vice-Chancellor. The candidate, Noloyiso Vondo, will now be introduced to you by her supervisor, Professor Nancy Stiegler.
Thank you, Prof. Noloyiso thesis is entitled Determinants of Healthcare Services in South Africa, a Demographic Analysis. This research provides a robust national analysis of healthcare access inequalities in South Africa using data from the South African National HIV Survey. The study reveals a deeply unequal dual health system, younger, unemployed, and less educated population relying on public facilities face overcrowding, staff shortages, and long waiting times, while private health care serves higher income groups with medical aid. Despite covering only 16% of the population, the private sector absorbs half of the national health spendings. Findings highlight how socioeconomic, subpopulation, and spatial inequalities continue to shape healthcare access, with, unfortunately, major implications for equitable health and development.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Noloyiso Vondo. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Clinical Pharmacy on the following candidates. Elise Human. Erin Michaela Watt. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Physical Science on the following candidates. Lwazikazi Makungu. Mfundo Wadube. Azza Mohammed. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Nanoscience on the following candidates. Lara Zanele Haynes. Yolisa Mazamelela. Owen Ashley Nika. Wendy Nkomana. Mzwandile Sibia. Nicholas James Smurden. Okay. Nick Quinlan Titus. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Biotechnology on the following candidates. Mishika Arunslam. Alia Beg.
You can say Rosette Domchong.
Rosette Domchong. Rosette Domchong, cum laude. Kaylin Fortain, magna cum laude. Alice Kanyerere, who will be invested by her father, Professor Tokozani Kanyerere. Mr. Siwe, Porter. Yes. There may be some noise, so let's wait for... Busisiwe Kota. Okay, no, prudent is not important. Yeah. Okay. Pilasande Ntoi. Louise. Rumani. Rumani. Okay. Muiz Rumani, cum laude. Chelsea Smith, cum laude. In which one? Biotext. Okay. And Yeswa Boya, cum laude. Is the Brian important?
No, it's not that important.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Medical Bioscience on the following candidates. Ethan Adams, cum laude. Is Alan important? Kyle Brinders, cum laude. Is Nicole important? No. Kelly Fick, cum laude. Sabrine Parker Mansour. Is it Roman or Roman? Roman. Tanya Roman, cum laude. Same pronunciation, different spelling. Kaylee Roman, cum laude. Sasha Lee Sassman. Yes. Sasha Lee Sassman. Simon Dina, summa cum laude. Wibakazi Abena is important? Okay. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Chemical Science on the following candidates. Gwibakazi Abena Felene, summa cum laude. All these names. Kezia Dreyer. Okay. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Biodiversity and Conservation Biology on the following candidates. Kezia Dreyer. Do you want the Maggie as well? Okay. Zenze Maggie George. Nero. Tashrika Nero. Tembela Vimbi. Is Andrea important? No, is it Achenbach? Okay. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Computer Science on the following candidates. Stephanie Achenbach. Vinod Bisen. Chantal Leiner. Sive Sobantu, cum laude. Mathematics. Okay. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Mathematical Science on the following candidates. Cherubin Makambele, summa cum laude. Cliniso Mavuso, cum laude. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Master of Science in Bioinformatics on the following candidates. Krieheska Francis. Which of these names do I say? Juenude Chance Gutin, magna cum laude. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Biotechnology on the following candidates. Dakara Chase, cum laude. Sheree Abrahams. All of them. Luciano or Luciano? Luciano Boyson. Zakia Ibrahim. Levy or Levy? Levy Molachleni Farlan. Kota February. Charles Fleers. Precious Koketso Huma. Michaela Jafta. Matthew Kenneth Lysai. Matapelo Nicolette Magachle. Is the princess important? Yeah, just Nokosazana. Mamatsiari. Nomakosazana Mamatsiari. Zenande Mangesi. Zanele Mganto Kuselo. Lindo Kuchle Mogwaduba. Mumisa Mzansi. Itumeleng Mpoko. Mason important. Yeah. Maxwell Mason Newman. Simamkele Kanyisile Ngalonkulu. Bhavika Patida who will be invested by her father, Professor Kailash Patidar. Let's wait because there will be some cheering. All of them.
You can just use the Kalala approach.
Okay.
I know they're difficult. It's very difficult.
Zikpalala Lapel Shandu. Is Yolanda important? Kanyisile Yolanda Shezi. Olwetu Steerman. Siobhan Wen. Sorry? Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Geology on the following candidates. Loyolo Fomokwe. Delapae Kasambai. Taffy Cassidy Lott, who will be invested by her mother, Dr. Karen Koopman. Let's wait because there'll be some cheering.
No, you can just call these two.
Are you sure? Okay. Vanessa Palesa Mawasha. Koketso Evans Ngobeni. Emmanuel Tribi. Neo Releberhile Tinane. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Physical Science on the following candidates. Zaid Bezaidenot Adams. Nzalama Sean Koza. Oh, come back. Morane Makwela. Neo Moklome. Okay. Neo Moklome. Mohammed Anis Peterson. Palisa Octavia Tsosani. Alongile Zondo. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Biodiversity and Conservation Biology on the following candidates. Kezia Samuels, cum laude. Ako Pomelele Ngimbo. Sankelisiwe Longile Matonsi. Kubra. Kubra May. Jody McComb. Klankla Calvin Ndlovu. Sinokulaka Ngwedla. I'm good, yeah. All three. Shane Sifiso Ngwenya. Cloholofatso Nosi. David Rispel. Pemelo Rutlokwane. Ketumetse Sebotsane. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Chemistry on the following candidates. Vanika Boyson. Jade Julies. I'm going to mess this up. Moroa Chelech. I'm going to get this wrong, sorry. You have to say it. Morao Chechla Mohale. Alicia Mukhlai. Zimkita Mtwashele. My tongue's getting tired. Nkokhla. Mesuli Nkokhla. Matthew Sampson. Seth Skuman, who will be invested by his mother, Mrs. Natasha Skuman. Well done. Let's wait because there'll be noise. Yeah. Do I need to practice your name? No. Karabo Sotuko. Yes. Okay. Karabo Sutuko. Bashira Suleiman. Abongile Chokocha. Mfaladi Tsotetsi. Yako Fanzel. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Mathematics on the following candidates. Mimi Mahdi. Is this all three names?
Same
Just this and this?
Okay.
Okay. Imonge Michla Makalazu. Makaluza, sorry. Hi. Busi Manzini. Vuyo Ephraim Mbalo. Okokle Ndikinda. Luluto Inga Notiesi. Jauchelo Elvis Selokela. Atuli Hansi. Can we be quiet for the next candidate? We need as much cheering for Abongile Yolelo. Okay. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Statistical Science on the following candidates. Zimi Lingani. Richard Dean Mbuzeli, cum laude. Okay. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Population Studies on the following candidates. Ayanda Haso. Siasanga Hitilana. Kamva Olana Bapope. Tela Nonkonyana. Gerudin Schröder. Okay. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology on the following candidates. Fakira Kasim, magna cum laude. Kewan Govender, magna cum laude. Tharisha Naidu, magna cum laude. Amira Parker, magna cum laude. Viwe Sotnik, magna cum laude. Imra Abrahams, cum laude. Esther Banda, cum laude. Abdul Dayan Cornelius, cum laude. Huda Hamid, cum laude. Sunil Mateson, cum laude. Mochabi Anna Mukwena, cum laude. Okay. Shreya Supersad, cum laude. Asanele Precious Thembi, cum laude. Adrian John Alexander. Kyla Aziz. Wandisile Nompumelelo Banda. Amokela Ifoma Beja. Luko Benge. Sajil Busham. Nklamulo Eugene Chauke. Zilungile Toki. Rofiwa Dombo. Faisal Drake. Oweto Twayita Dube. All three names. Yes. Dale Lindsay Fredericks. Wachila Marona Khaletzito. Kayla Helsinger. Tapelo Hokoman. Sabira Isaacs. Kutsia Ismail. Okay. Shayna Jacobs. Irshad Jaffa. Siabonga Sianda Jali. Obiano Ju, Rishongile Josephine Johnson. Bronwyn Kirsten Julius. Hi. All 4 names. Okay. Olile Lesejo Zandile Kubeka. Sakumzi Lindani. Tina Lubamba. Sipukhle Lukuzela. Klanganani Jongikaya Mada. Mulanga Magoma. Okay. Makondo Nkuklori Nchocho. Tabang Masuku.
Tando Nelson Matebula. Nelson, yeah, Nelson.
Tando Nelson Matebula. Asanda Matonsi. Lusanda Sibonga Konke Mbata. Tamia Mbodlela. Anati Lonwabo Mbutu. Oweto Inati Mteka. Linamanda Mdishwa. Mkoseli Mklanjwa. Mohammed Idris Moidin. Kashiso Mokoka. Kudwane Malebo Mulamo. Precious Gugu Mutau. Amanda Spokasi Mwelase. Langelichle Fezeka Mjeni. Jamie Lee Naidu. I won't read it, don't worry.
Nadia Ngobo.
Yeah.
Ngobo.
Okay. Apiwe Nadia Ngobo. Sipesihle Ngoyi. Mlungisi Ngubo. Anoxolo Nkangune. Mkhuleko Hlobisile Ngumalo. Siduduziwe Ngumalo. I'm going to make this bad. Oko Amngambile Nyangintsimbi. Regina. Okay. Regina Piri. Stabile Sanele Plaichi. Liam Ross. Yusha Samai. Sinovoyo Sesman. Shube. Tando Shube. Nta Sibali. Maisha Solomons. Maisha Solomons. Amaris Gerton. Okay. Amaris Gerton Stradum. Jositsile George Claripe. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Applied Geology on the following candidates. Relebohile Cornelia Kalane, cum laude. Matotsi Mbedzi, cum laude. Lindo Kuchle Sikosana, cum laude. Dana Adriansa. Adriansa, sorry. Sinazo Bokia. Nkosi Ngipile Petunia Buthelezi. Caden Candace Davids. Muhammad Amir Khan. All of them. Lindo Kuchle Lindy Fizeka Kanyasi. Matopela Malose Emma Quinana. Ntando Yenkosi Kunene. Anele Princess Lushaba. Farelo Luvengo. Lagutilani Beatrice Mabasa. Nomtebo Hlengiwe Maklango. Asibonge Asanda Bapumulo. Liema Masur. Kamochelo Matlohoe. Lol. I've got to do it. Sorry, I messed it up. I've got to do it again. Kamcholelo Matlo Loe. Loe. Yomelelo Macholo. Lulamela Mbulawa. Chiamiso Puleng Modise. Siabongo Maloy. Dikoti Lebochang Monyamane. Mamuketse Monyetsane. Tumelo Mutlabane. Aluncedo Mtuzula. Zamantuli Nkongo. Fundani Andile Ngiba. Okay. Simpiwe Lindo Kukle Nonhula. Mlungise Nyongwana. Miranda Patuleni. Takatso Pukane. Lindo Kuchle Anthony Puti. Buko Lulu. Juanse Rialaboja Cepelo. Okay. Ren Nino September. Asanati Somgatha. Zukisa Sotenjwa. Lisa Tutu. Daniel Valentine. Romero Peter van der Pol. What happened to yours? Viana.
Yeah, Viana.
Regan Francois Viana. Sipesihle Nompilo Zondi. Okay. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Biodiversity and Conservation Biology on the following candidates. Kwanda Tembelichle Buthelezi, cum laude. Chelsea Joey April. Ethan Bell. Muslima Braff. Aidan Cardles. Demi Lee Claassen. Liasaka Dlelapansi. Bilkis Effendi. Reese France. Thakia Harris. Keenan John Jarvis. Naledi Kanya Bukle Jijana. Anissa. Anissa Karim. Machle Yanelisa Mashalaba. Vuyo Madikwa. Is the Connor important? Yeah. Alexander Connor Matthew. Nondoduzo Mbata. Cassidy Aaron McIntyre. Katlejo Motlutsi.
You can just say the second name.
Penelope Mvinjuel Jalwa. Sorry. Ndimuholo Nduveni. Zivoya Nechivambe. Lina Mandla Nsangane.
I don't have a name tag. Emihle Nsiko. Emihle Nsiko.
Emihle.
Yeah.
Emihle Nsiko. Talamo Pochana. It's the cues I'm very good. Sipiwo Tanda Tekte. Kiabetso Chinolo Yachafola. Anas Ahmad Sali. Changwane Chantel Selai.
Shambari.
And is it
Chido.
Chido? Chido Michelle Shambare. HB Muller Stradom. Wagle Amira. Cheyenne Elizabeth Williams. Sindiswa Silindile Trimba. Mafuza Huba. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Sciences on the following candidates. Happiness Vivian Gludla, magna cum laude. Tristan Abrahams.
Michelle Adams.
Katie Michelle Adams. Zainab Halima Africa. Sianda Beni.
Borges.
Aidan Borches.
Rodrigo de Andrade. De Andrade.
Rodrigo de Andrade. Otsile Gaituse. Tato Khatebe. Sarah Jane Amber Hannelore Grootboom. Unati Hinga Yonga. Anati Yunus Kolisile. Nomtandazo Kubeka. Chad Andrew Levendal, who will be invested by his mother, Ms. Minalise Levendal. Who are you? No Porsche. Let's wait because they'll. Sure. Boitumelo Malebo. Sipesihle Maseti. Tahira Masood. Nhlakanipo Mdluli. Kanya Mnyila. Rebecca Mpo Modise. Zanele Precious Ndlovu. Notolo Nombulelo Wendy Ngongo. Riatile Nkadimeng. Oratilwe Nkambule. Sinovoyo Tando Nobadula. Sipesihle Nobokwana.
This one says Jamila. Jamila. Yeah.
Jamila Ruth Piri. Zincle Pudini. Kutlwano Brendan Klakwe. Logan Wells.
All three names.
Nobuchle Pretty Zamisa. Unati Zwane. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Statistical Science on the following candidates. Clayton Christopher Charles, magna cum laude. Samkelo Masina, cum laude. Kikeletso Onati Bosholo. Ntando Dindile. Tato Kevin Dube. Kiara Karen Gabriel.
Yes, well done.
Mtandazo Gumede.
Sky. Yes.
Sky Jones. Kanya Shami Kosana. Kauchelo Victor Manakana. Mtetelele Simpiwe Mbeje. Zenande Mfundisi.
Dean. How do you say it? Umpi. Like a small worm.
Dean Umpi. Tebogo Ponya. Dreishan Prince. Mbali Khadebe.
Yes.
Ondisaho Ratombo. Streyams Sachan, who will be invested by his father, Professor Satya Apuni.
Good, yeah. Just wait because there will be some noise when he's
father did. Yes, otherwise you lose your chance. Samuel Sitole. Mzomkle Sofute. Akona Tomose. Seen you before? Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Physical Science on the following candidates. Adrian Gabriel Philip van Heerden, magna cum laude. Connor Chetty, cum laude. Ongeziwe Sisipo Hanise. Kamohela Leriba. Seseto Lozipo. Sibongile Patience Mdakane.
Peace Kucho Molimo.
Peace Kucho Molimo. Mbelokazi Mtamo. Kumbelo Mutaledi. Tabiso Ndinisa. Asive Zindela.
Good afternoon again from me. What an afternoon of excitement and celebration, and how very well deserved my congratulations to every graduate today. To everyone who has received their certificates, can you wave it at me? All right. All right. Now you may stand. Today's graduates are so excited But for the parents, I will translate all the ululating and the cries and the joys translates to thank you. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and thank you for walking with each one of us on this journey, isn't it? Thank you to our lecturers, thank you to the staff in our respective departments, the support staff, the professional staff, and everyone on duty today from the Human Resources Department, from the Registrar's Office, and for facilitating this wonderful event. So now it remains for me to release you to your celebrations, and I wish you every success on the way ahead. This congregation of the University of the Western Cape is now dissolved. Lenhlangano ye university ye Shona Koloni Ngoku ifikilele esipelweni. Hierdie vergadering van die Universiteit van Wes-Kaapland word nou verdaag.
They wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Yeah. I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. Not for them to miss me. Things that they wish on me. Got some brothers that outlive me. Story was different. God's plan. God's plan. I hold back sometimes. I feel good sometimes I don't. Hey. I finesse down Western Road. I go down to G.O.D. Yeah. Hey. I go hard on Southside G. Hey. I make sure that Northside E. Still. Bad things It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah. Hey, hey. I only love my bed and my mom, I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even got it tatted on me. 81, they'll bring the pressures to the party. And you know me, turn the 02 into the 03. 40 Ollie, there be no me. Imagine if I never met the broskies. God's plan, God's plan. I can't do this on my own. Hey, hey. Someone watching it close, yeah. I've been me since Scarlet Road. Hey, might go down as G.O.D. Yeah, wait. I go hard on Southside G. Hey, hey. I make sure that Northside E. Yeah. Still. Bad things, it's a lot of bad things that they wishing and wishing and wishing and wishing they wishing on me. Yeah. Yeah. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah.
Graduates, just remember, graduates, family photos in the student center. So you can go have your photos taken there. We load it onto your personal page and then you can buy them